Hey. I think this might be happening. Is it happening? Not sure where it's going. Should be going to YouTube. Doing a little test. Where is it going? Hey, if you're probably watching this after it's streamed, these first few minutes may be a little awkward, but it looks like it is streaming. I'll leave the welcome to the show thing up for a second. Well, yeah, you don't want to see that. But you do want to see me maybe have a sip of this while I'm doing technical things, getting ready to change my strings, trying to figure out where this is populating. Maybe over on my videos. Ah, there it is, live now. I swear I am the derpiest. Hey, it's working. Hey, Mackenzie, great to see you. Thank you for being the first one. Richard, thank you. Thank you so much. Very, very cool. I'm super excited. I am not very technically savvy, and I have managed to figure out how to do a thing. So thank you guys for being here and helping me test how to do a thing. I feel like it's happening now, which is very cool. I have to say, for the first few tests of the software, I am probably going to buy it because I can see the potential for being able to do so many things with this, including like, I don't know if any of you guys have seen hey man, good to see you, brother. Any of the stuff I used to do at Darwin's with the New Yankee All-Stars, where we do like live improv stuff, and I would just set up one camera, my phone, on a table and try to catch the whole thing. And but now this app basically lets me connect any of my iOS devices. So if I had an iPod Touch or more iPads or anything, as long as they're connected to the same network, I can basically take over your camera and stream and record straight to the stuff. So the possibility of doing like fan-directed, low-budget videos, live videos and stuff like that is super cool. Yeah, the TikTok thing is very, very cool. Like, I've been holding out on that for a minute, but I've seen some discussions about how useful TikTok can be for people trying to grow their brand. And I have to say, while I have not grown much of an audience in the 1 or 2 days that I've been over there, one day, I forget, I've only put up like 4 videos, so it's been a day, 2 days. The response to how many views I get on a video is already faster than Instagram or any of that stuff, because I can actually keep up a little bit better with that. Like, one short video over there is already somewhere over 500 views or something like that, whereas a lot of, like, I've been sharing them over to my Instagram as well, and I'll get 100 views, something like that. So that's pretty cool. And I don't think I can do this kind of a streaming thing on Instagram. I don't think that works. I think it only works for like YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, stuff like that. So anyway, I'll give you the tour of the cameras that I've got going. Right now, you're looking at my main camera, which hopefully is in some kind of high def. It looks a little blurry because I didn't do a white test on this camera, but that is my HD phone camera. But I also have my old iPhone 5, which is totally 1080p, I believe, is how it's supposed to work. So here's that. So you can see, if you want to watch my lap while I'm changing the strings here in a minute. That's pretty cool. It looks a little sluggish, but it is an older phone, so hopefully it won't be too buggy. And then I also have the camera that's on my iPad where I'm doing the switching, which is pretty cool. I guess another angle. I wanted to show people that. I don't know. I would probably need a different tablet stand to get a different angle on that. So I think this one is going to be a good one, and this one is going to be the main one. Yeah, the iPhone 5 definitely looks like it's a little sluggish, but there may be some settings that I can adjust with that. Um, yes, 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 yes. Adam Fox in the house. Uh, that's thank you, Mackenzie. Greatly appreciate it. So, anyway, so the switcher is working. I'm super excited about that. There's some other things the software may be able to do. After fooling with it today, I am fairly convinced that I'm going to be investing in the software because it makes the best use of the assets I already have without having to buy a bunch of new cameras and other things like that. So, without further ado, let's change some strings. I have a gig in New York. If you caught this on my Facebook Live just a minute ago when I was testing how it broadcast over there, basically I'm going to Manhattan. I'm playing at Rockefeller Center. I thought I might be playing in an event space at Radio City Music Hall. Not playing at Radio City Music Hall, much to my disappointment. Though I'm still super excited to be playing at Rockefeller Center because it's 30 Rock. It's crazy. We're going to be up on like the 65th floor or something nuts like that. So it's going to be a fun time. Flying up Saturday. The event is Saturday night, and then quick flight back Sunday morning. So it's going to be rapid fire. But in a frenzy at the open mic last night at Gypsy Rose, I broke a string on my guitar, which I don't break strings often, but I've had these strings on here for several weeks. So there's many, many gigs on these strings. So probably a good time to get about the business of changing them up. So perfect time to have a little chat with everybody and test out the software. So what's going on with you guys? What are y'all doing on Thursday? It's raining here in Atlanta. I would say it's sunny Atlanta, but it is not sunny, and it's 9:15 p.m. So also, if you're curious, I am a Dean Markley artist. I've been using Blue Steels for quite a long time. If you're a guitar player and into such details of things. I've also tried the Helix Core strings that they put out a few years ago. I like those too. I've just been using Blue Steels for so long that these still tend to be my go-to. I'm just a little slow making any changes, but if I couldn't get Blue Steels, I would definitely move over to the Helix strings for sure. But Blue Steels have definitely been a tried and true companion of mine. So, yeah, there you go. Little tidbit for you. Does this tell me how many people are watching? I don't think it does. I don't think there's any way to see that. I can see that on Facebook, but I can't necessarily see that here unless y'all start chiming in and talking, or maybe if I move the phone and look here. Yeah, I can't see. Oh, 3 watching now. All right, so I can see some stuff. Alrighty. So, in any case, cool thing about this Carvel, this is the Angel Vivaldi signature Carvel. It's a 7-string, and one of the things I like about this one is it's not a double locking tremolo. And I've been super curious about having a super strat with a non-double locking tremolo for a while, and started working on developing one with a builder some time ago, and I just ran out of funding to finish the build. A little disappointed about that, but this is a very, very cool design. Locking tuners, and the rest of it is like a strat bridge. So strings through the back. Where's my camera? So you can see that there. Oh, I have multiple cameras. What am I doing? Look at that. You can see that right there. Strings through the back, right there. So you pull it through like a regular Stratocaster. It'll come on through over the top, and then you just pull it through the tuning pegs. They lock in the back, like so. Sorry, that camera's a little sluggish. And yeah, you tune it up and you're good to go. And it stays pretty well in tune for a non-double locking tremolo, I really must say. Here's a close-up of how those tuners are. You can see them there. I like this design a lot. I have similar tuners on a couple of Fenders of mine too. So anyway, yeah, let's do the thing. Let's change the string. So I broke the D string, which is not fun. So I'm going to pop him out of there. Last time I changed strings on this guy, I just went ahead and took them all off and just change them all at one time. I'm not going to do that today. Maybe what I'll do today is just change them one at a time. So have that that particular option. The only thing, I guess it would help, you don't have to do this. It would be easier if I hadn't broken a string already, I guess, because it is a spring tremolo that I've got to be able to get the string out. And the bridge does move when the tension changes, so there we go. Handled. So it's just that simple. Undo this guy here. Oh, I'm still on camera 1, aren't I? Let's go back to that camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. If you care about such things. I know Adam knows what's going on. He's changed many a string in his day as well. I will give you a pro tip as a string changer that when you're using locking tuners, go ahead and line them up straight with the nut slot. So when you pull it through, you can just pull it straight on through there. Let's see. Yeah, the audio I think actually comes through my iPad, so it shouldn't be weird. And I think I can record all things, like I can record all of this video. So if every phone had a 4K camera on it, I think I would be able to record everything in 4K and then re-upload things later. So I could edit, like, I believe it's recording all the cameras simultaneously, so I could do all of that stuff. Oh yeah, you gotta have so many strings. All the strings. All the strings. Gotta love the slick packaging. Environmentally friendly. I think the last time I did a live stream and changed strings, I think I did it on Instagram last time I did this. Is this a thing? Do people change their strings on the... do people change their strings on the internet? If they don't, they do now, because I'm totally doing it. Totally doing it. If there's one thing I learned being in a band with Chris Jericho, is just be the best at the world at what you are. So I'm going to be the best string changer on the internet right now. And if somebody wants to take me up on that challenge to be better at changing their strings on the internet, well, I say good luck. Good luck to you. Because I'm certainly not going to give up without a fight anyway. Oh shoot. What happened there? This guy's missing a ball end. That never happens. Wow. I got a defective string. I never get defective strings from Dean Markley. Never, ever, ever, ever. And I got one. That is nuts. Unless I clipped it inadvertently, but I don't think so. I only clipped the corner of the bag. Wow. So there's an internet thing. I'm going to go grab another set of strings because I have them. So hang tight and look at this beautiful guitar neck for 2 seconds. And I'll keep talking while I walk in the other room, grabbing these strings. Sorry about that, y'all. I swear that never happens to me. That is so weird. No, here's the ball end. It had just come untwisted. Wow. Wow. I swear I have not seen that before. So anyway, if there's only one bad string in there, I will save these as spare strings for another time. And I will open up a new set. How about that? Yeah, so many strings. Like, I used to change my strings on tour, every other gig? every 2 gigs, something like that. Like we just wore them out. Yeah, that was weird. The string doesn't even look clipped. There's just a little ball in there. Bizarre. Never seen that before. Maybe I did that. Doesn't look like it, but in any case, pack of 7 strings. Let's get down to it. So I'm already failing at being the best at the world at what I do if what I'm doing is changing strings. So let's see if I can't redeem myself. I think that's the underdog. Like, that's the work. As you're doing the work, you know, you got to have somebody to root for. So if you guys are rooting for me, I'm already struggling. Oh yeah, I saw that promo video. Like, he's the king of the promo. If you follow wrestling, and I have to say I'm not the biggest wrestling fan. Even before I joined Fozzy, I liked it when I was younger, but was definitely more into music stuff. And I certainly got an education in all of that stuff working with Chris, because I got to hang out with him while he was doing press on the road and stuff like that. Like, he's really brilliant at it. He's the king of the promo. He really knows his stuff. Really engaging, really funny. I don't think you can overestimate how funny he really is. So there you go, 1 string changed. I could just leave it right there and be like, well, you know, I'm done. But we're not done. We're going to change all of these. The nice thing about changing them one at a time, so I can kind of get them stretched as I put them on. Off to a work meeting for, all right, man, we'll have a good time. If you feel like watching somebody change their own strings because they can't afford a guitar tech, you know, this video will be up for a little while because that's fun. And who knows? Maybe I'll do another video later if I'm feeling froggish and change the strings on my 8-string. But anyway, I'm drinking whiskey while I do this. Don't recommend that you do that unless you're over 21 and not driving anywhere. So cheers. It's my day off. I'm still working, but it's my day off. So I've had a little dinner. I'm having a little cocktail. Yes. A little bit of the not so bubbly, as it were. Yes, he is. All right, moving on. There's the D string. Feel really good about that guy. Good and tight. So now, we'll just move. We'll get the A string changed out. Yeah, we definitely got some videos to do. It's another nice thing about locking tuners. You can just, once it's loose, there's not so many windings on the peg. You can just pop them on out. I like that. Oh, and a little heads up for anybody out there who's watching this now or watching it after it's over. I am saving these strings, as I often do, but I am now saving strings because a friend of mine that I grew up with, her mom makes jewelry and wants to make some jewelry out of my used guitar strings. So when I get some strings to send up to New Hampshire, she's going to start making some jewelry with my used strings. So when they're available, I will let you guys know, and y'all can get involved with some of that business, because that's pretty fun. Maybe you want to, I don't know if you want to see this angle, a little bit of more of the business, not so much of my fuzzy face. sometimes what I like to do is I like to wait to change my strings until I get to the venue, because it gives me something to do while I'm there, burn off a little nervous energy. Not that I get terribly nervous or anything like that, but there you go. You see, I'm just tuning that guy up there. Stretch it out a little bit. A little tug. Maybe next time when I do this, I'll put the better camera on that side if I can't figure out how to get these settings just right. There you go, 2 strings down, just like that. Anyway, for everybody still watching, thanks for keeping me company while I do this. I guess I could have put on some tunes or something, make it a little more interesting to have something to listen to. Or what are you guys listening to? Tell me what y'all are listening to. I need some new stuff to listen to. I have my usual round of stuff that I buy from my favorite artists, which Big Wreck has a new album out. If you're not aware of Big Wreck, they're amazing. Ian Thornley is an incredible singer, guitar player, songwriter. I got to interview him a few years ago for Rock Revolt magazine. If you didn't read that, I am going to probably post the audio up here on YouTube or SoundCloud or something, probably sometime in the next several weeks or months or something like that. It's a little out of date because that was it was a interview promoting the album cycle that they were on at the time, which was Albatross, which I do absolutely love that record. It's one of my favorite records. But they have since put out 2 or 3 other records, so I'm a bit behind on at least getting the audio out. But that was never intended to be released as an audio interview. I just recorded it to be transcribed later, which of course we did, which is why it's in text format. So you can search for that, Rock Revolt magazine. Ian Thornley, Mike Martin, and you can find all that stuff. Yes. Yeah, the sweet sounds of stretching strings and tuning them up. I definitely don't recommend stretching too much, because you can definitely stretch the brilliance out of the string. Yeah, and I promise as I get set up better to do this someplace other than this little couch, or if I do it on this couch, I'll have better angles with the camera, so they're a little more interesting to watch than just my knuckles as I'm tuning strings. But you get the idea. This is a learning process, so thank you guys for hanging out and helping me learn. There's always something new to learn, you know? If there wasn't something new to learn, this would get real boring real fast. Let's see. Yeah, so I know their new record will be coming out at some point. I don't know what release date. Haven't talked to the guys about it. When they played here in Atlanta, oh god, several weeks back, I guess that was late September. I was on a show, so I was not able to, I was here in Atlanta at the same time, but I wasn't able to get over to their gig and catch up with the guys. But we try to get together when we can. I think the last time I got to see everybody was August a year ago when they played in Atlanta. I happened to have the night off, so that was cool to get a good catch up. Always fun when we get a chance to do that. All right, pretty quick with the string change. This is the B string. So we've already made it through. Once this is done, all of the bass strings. And I kind of like to work that way. Do the bass strings first, and then move on to the treble strings if I'm going to do them one at a time. It's pretty rare that I break strings, so I don't have to change one before all the other ones. I'm usually a little more careful with my playing, so that I don't break strings. I have a fairly heavy right hand, though my left hand has a fairly light touch. So I'm easy on frets, but I'm hard on strings. Just one of them things. Just like that. Gotta love locking tuners, man. Happens so fast, it's cool. With locking tuners, because you don't have to put so many windings on the pegs, man, you tune up quick. Yay. All right, bass string's done. Moving on to le treble, which is probably time for a little victory sip. It sure is nice. Sure enough is. All right, we'll let's start with the G string. We'll take the G string off, as it were. I know that is not code, though I know it could be, because there is a garment with the same name, unfortunately. But this string is actually tuned to G, and they've existed long before that garment, so it will forever be the G string, not the G string garment thing, which I guess still kind of rhymes a little bit, which is pretty cool. I don't know, is that cool? I don't know. I thought that changing strings on the internet would be interesting, because sometimes while I'm doing stuff like this, I just get philosophical about other things, because I'm thinking about other things than just strings. Not that I'm trying to be super distracted and be like, squirrel. I'm actually, thinking a lot about the guitar in my lap, because if there's anything going on with it, I may need to inspect it, and now's a good time to do that. Like, if you're a guitar player, you probably know about this stuff. A couple times a year, the weather starts getting cold or starts getting warmer or what have you, and the neck starts changing, because this is wood. That's why we have adjustable truss rods, so we can deal with all of that stuff. So, yeah. May have to do a little bit of that adjusty. Even if I don't notice it now before I go to New York, certainly by the time I fly with this and get up to New York, it's much colder up there than it is here in Atlanta. So even if I don't feel like I need to adjust the neck here, I want to make sure I have my tools with me so I can make a quick adjustment when I get there. Which, selling point for the Carvel Nova, very forward thinking. If you notice here on the fingerboard, and I'll jump over to this camera again. Right here at the end of the fingerboard, there's a little notch. You can see that little gap there. That's where the truss rod adjustment is. So if I need to adjust the truss rod, I can just get in there with the key and make that change, which is super cool. I don't have to take off a truss rod cover or have an extra tool with me. And if I didn't have the tool that came with the guitar, which is literally just a round bar, I could use an appropriately sized Allen wrench or something like that, which I always have on me. Very thoughtful, very handy. I like forward-thinking stuff like that. It makes my life a whole lot easier. Not having to carry special tools, or sometimes, like if you have a truss rod cover, they can be pretty. I like that. It's a nice appointment on a guitar. But if you have to change strings in a dark club or do a neck adjustment in a dark club, and you have to remove the truss rod cover, there's usually 2 or 3 tiny little screws that hold that truss rod cover on. If you drop them and lose them, you're done. You're gonna have to get some new ones when you get home. So a lot of times what I would do, and I still do, before I go out on the road, I will remove the truss rod cover on whatever guitar I'm touring with, so that I have complete access to the truss rod adjustment, which is usually up here. You can see that. Yeah, it's usually right there. So that makes my life a little bit easier there, but a lot of my guitars still have a special tool. Like Gibson has a special tool. Ibanez guitars have also have a different kind of tool for they're not always just an Allen key adjustment. So just a thing you gotta be thoughtful of when you're going out there into wild space with your git fiddle. You may need to do a little triage on the side of the stage or in the back of a van or wherever you are doing that kind of thing. It's a thing. So yeah. So how's everybody's Thursday going? You guys get anything exciting? Not so exciting? We're on to the next B string. We're so close to being done, guys. Crazy. Another thing Dean Markley does is they give you this cool little chart. They color code the ball ends of the string. I don't know if you can see that. If it stops shaking, there's a blue one there and there's a black one closer to my fingertips. So you know which one is which. I like that. And the B string is blue. So we're grabbing a blue string. Probably not the most engaging content on the internet tonight, but I have noticed that as I'm working on growing my channel, because I really want to get my subscriber base up, you know, a good, healthy, thriving channel can be an additional source of income, which is great. And I'd love to do some live streams of rehearsals or in the studio while I'm working on my next record and things like that, and, you know, find interesting ways to kind of make some money on stuff without having to beg for cash all the time, or, you know, keep taking little $50 gigs that I don't want to be taking anymore or stuff like that. I'd rather be focusing on the prize, you know, the not necessarily just the more exciting work, but, you know, the gigs that are more important for my career. I don't think you guys care if I'm necessarily hosting a little open mic someplace. But I do that for 2 reasons. One, it does help pay the bills. It does help pay the bills, and it does help grow the culture in Atlanta. Just knowing all the musicians in town and what they're up to. I've met a lot of great up-and-coming players who used to come out to my jams, like Coy Bowles, who plays guitar and slide, I think lap steel for the Zac Brown Band. He used to come out to a jam that I did in Marietta, Georgia, years and years ago. He's a great player. But he used to come out there, and like we had many great conversations about playing and stuff, and yeah, like got to be friends doing stuff like that. Years later, I got to be friendly with a guitar player named Landon Jordan, um, and he does a lot of touring lately. I think he's been on the road this year with like Snoop Dogg and some other cats. Like he's doing some great touring. And like I would never had a chance to get to know those guys, but I was working at the jam, one of the jams where people would want to come out and get to know people and just get on the scene. So it's kind of cool to have been a part of the culture that, fostered such amazing players, for them to get out and do stuff, as they were getting out and launching their careers, which is super. Not that I launched their careers, but just was a part of the scene that helped foster really great players get out there and do their thing, which I love that. And like many, many great conversations with many, many great musicians over the years, both professional, brand new startups, amateurs, guys who are great players but aren't looking to play professionally, but they just love to get out and play guitar with musicians, because we all love this stuff. It's really great. You don't have to do this for a living to love being a guitar player or be a great guitar player. Some of the best guitar players I know are too smart to try to do this for a living, and they're fantastic guitar players. They're terrifyingly good guitar players, but smart enough to know that there are better ways to make a living. So those are the two reasons I do stuff like that. But I think there's some other things that I can do now, thanks to really the advantages of what the internet has become, so that I can focus on doing proper tours. I have done regional touring with bands that play my music specifically. But I have yet to do a proper tour of any of my solo stuff, and that's kind of the thing that I'm working towards now, is being able to get my brand of foolishness out on the road. Because I love composing, I love writing, I love recording, I love engineering, I love mixing, I love all of that stuff, but really the thing that I am more than anything is a performer, and I love to be on stage. I've been on stage since I was too young to know what I was doing, maybe 3 years old or something like that. I don't even know how old I was when I gave my first recital, but my mom had me performing in church as a singer in the choir at a very, very young age too. So I don't even remember. Like, I've always just performed. So that has forever been a thing. There you go, guys. While I continue talking, one fully strung up Carvel Nova 7-string guitar. Oh, did I lose a camera? I think I lost a camera. Ooh, let me see what happened there. Maybe my battery died? I think the battery died. This is an old iPhone 5. I think the battery died. Yep, that's crazy. This had a full charge before I started, so this battery is toast. Good to know. Very good to know. I assume I still have some charge on my main iPhone, and if it goes away, I still have my other camera there. But in any case, strings are changed. I just haven't cut all the ends off. I'll cut those off in a little bit. Won't waste y'all's time on that, because this has already been, I thought it'd be about 30, 45 minutes, and I have talked a whole bunch, and I think the actual string changing part of this went a whole lot faster. So thank you guys for hanging out with me and letting me test out the software. And this is so cool. Like, kind of have to have an extra computer to moderate the chat, which I don't necessarily mind at all. So I guess I wouldn't have to have all of this stuff. I could use one of my phones to moderate the chat, but it is awfully handy having my my laptop right here to do this. I don't know how I would do this on the road if I was going to carry all of this stuff. It's not terrible, but it is a bunch of stuff to carry. So anyway, again, thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Let me see. While I'm learning about this stuff, there's a little thing that says, welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. I think I've done that. I think we've had a pretty good time, a very wholesome, string-changing kind of evening. So yeah, we're good on that. I don't think I told you guys my social security number, so I think we're good on all of that stuff. So yeah, I guess any questions about anything while I'm here, either guitar related or music theory related or recording related or my career related, biography related, bands that I've worked with related, any of that stuff. If anybody's still kicking around, just shoot me a message. Or, thank you, Richard. Much appreciate that. Or I will also say, if you're watching this afterwards, leave a comment in the full-on comment section below, and I will check back on those and answer any questions that come up there. Make sure, if you're new to the channel and you just happen to see this, please hit subscribe and click the little bell thing so you know when I do another video. They won't all be string-changing videos. Again, I appreciate you guys making it this far into the video while I'm learning the software and just doing a little bit of studying while I'm getting some work done. Multitasking is a good thing, and I'm kind of everything around here. I don't have a video guy and an internet guy and a social media guy and a marketing guy and a PR guy and a whatever guy. I'm the guy, and I have all of the hats and the responsibility to wear to get all of this stuff done. So a lot of times I have to do things twice like this or at the same time. So anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me and again helping me make sure that the software is working. I think it's been a successful thing. I think I am going to buy this software. It's called Switcher Studio if you're a YouTuber and you're thinking about ways that can help you with this stuff. In particular, having the multiple cameras, I'm going to do some things that I won't shoot live. I'll do some proper video shoots. I can just record them without going live with this software as well. And with the split screen kind of thing and be able to switch cameras, I'm going to do some short lesson videos that I'll put up on the channel. And I think this is going to be a great way to do that, where I won't have to, before what I did was use one camera and I would shoot one thing and then shoot another thing and then shoot one thing and then shoot another thing and I have to edit it all together. This I can actually do on the fly, and I can edit it the whole thing later, which is great, but being able to shoot both cameras or 3 cameras at the same time is certainly a fantastic boon to my business, at least when it comes to video production and not wanting to spend a whole lot of time in post-production. I kind of like the idea of if the taping of the video, can be the performance of it, and then I can just go live with it from there, that'll be awesome. So yeah, again, thank you guys so much. If you have any questions about Carvel and all that stuff too, I'll put a link to their website down there. Also, Dean Markley for being such a wonderful string company for me for many, many years. I'll make sure I'll link their stuff down there if you're curious about Dean Markley strings and all of that. So yeah, there you go. Thanks, guys. Have a great rest of your Thursday evening, and I will see you very soon. All right, peace. Take care.